Hello. Alright. Got the game queued up. So yeah, just gotta do that. Or I wonder if I wait long enough it'll just pop up on its own. Hmm. Hooray, I did the thing! There we go. Lost Odyssey. Continue. Last save game. Alright, so, last time I finished up a side quest. I feel like there was something else I wanted to do before moving on. I wanted to go to the store. Check to make sure, or confirm that in fact, yes, I did turn in my stuff.
Hey, thanks for coming. I'm kind of in a slump right now, but I'd love to have someone to talk to.
Yes, I already turned in those crystals he asked for last stream. Yeah, how much money do I have? I have a lot. I'm gonna go do some shopping. Welcome, we've just gotten a rather rare item in, a mysterious relic of the East, straight from ancient times. Oh, really? Healing medicine, healing herb, mana herb, eye drops, heal vitamins, smelling salts, Angel's Plume, we got 4 of those. Flare Bomb, Aqua Bomb, Wind Bomb, Ground Bomb. Already bought all the spells. Go to the... see if we can get any, like, better weapons or armor. See if we can make any rings. Turtle shell ring. Got piercing ring and a bio ring. Turtle shell ring, hardened killer, bio killer. Turtle shell ring. Got a fire powered ring. I don't got a water powered ring. I need another bruiser ring to make that. And I think bruiser rings are pretty easy. Let's see, bruiser. See? I have plenty of materials. Well, I had enough to make one more, so... Wind-powered ring, earth-powered ring, soul ring, turtle shell ring, flying beast ring, ring. I might have a water-powered ring equipped to somebody already. Let's check. Let's see. Yes, Kime's got one. Aim ring. Can I make one of those? Aim ring. I need a sharp beak. Where do I get sharp beaks? Let's see, it looks like I don't have access to the... Unless I can get back to the Lorem Ipsum Mountains. Wait, can I? I'm curious. I want to find out. Let's check the armor shop. Yeah, at least I don't... I'll just buy an extra stabilizer. Wonder if I can buy sharp beaks. Alright. I'm just gonna go to the world map, see if I can go back to the Lorem Ipsum Mountains. It's not what they're actually called, but I'm just being a goof. Mr. Cube Man. I cannot. Okay, there was something else I want. Oh, yes. Oh, hey, ha, ha. No, something about the beat was making me think of PC music from Star Fox Adventures.
You're making me out to be a fool. I'll have you know that I'm with General... See, you're making me out to be a fool. I'll have you know that I'm with General Kakanes. I'm not criticizing you, son. I just rather you kept one side of the street rather than standing pointlessly in the middle, blocking the way. There's a fight going on, so you might want to go some other way. That soldier is an annoying one, but
There's a fight going on, so you might want to go some other way. There's a soldier. That soldier is an annoying one, but the old guy ain't no saint either. This could take a while. Oh, I thought I was gonna... Oh, they're just blocking off that way. I thought I was gonna unlock another memory. But I guess not. Alright, so last stream, like, I accidentally triggered, like, this cutscene and progressed the story. Alright.
Beloved citizens of Ura, I am Tolton, son of the late King Zypher. Please heed my words. At this moment, our nation is
Oh, if it isn't that little scamp from Ura.
It's the council. I wonder what's going on. What would be so important that they'd have to broadcast it around the world?
That on the Wall Highlands into such a tragedy. I am overwhelmed with shame at the number of people who died in that battle. Furthermore, I must inform the people that His Excellency, the Venerable Chairman Roxian, who has led the council since our nation became a republic, has passed away due to a sudden illness. His Excellency
Really?
felt a terrible sense of responsibility.
Do you understand any of this? There were a lot of words I heard in my history class.
That to save Uri, the monarchy must be restored immediately. Therefore, in accordance with His Excellency's dying wish, I hereby declare that henceforth the Republic shall be abolished and the Council shall be dissolved.
Huh, Golden Boy is sure taking a lot of initiative there.
It's Gongora's plotting.
The boss?
I don't get it. They're trying to stop something, right?
I, as the first in line to the throne, shall, with honor, bear the crown as 45th King of Ura. Also,
Oh, 45. Oh, thanks for clearing it up. I thought you were 44.
incumbent on the ruler of this nation, I shall appoint His Excellency Gongora, a sorcerer of vast experience, as my royal advisor and second in command.
Oh, yes, that's just the outcome he wanted.
Well, it shall be a great honor to accept.
It is with great reluctance that I agree to this calling.
He sure knows how to ham it up.
What, did he just say royal advisor? He's kidding, right?
It's nothing but government by regent.
My beloved citizens, allow
He's just
me
a
to
puppet.
illustrate one of the reasons that I reached this difficult decision.
Huh?
It's me! Look it!
They must be planning to invade Dura.
Is that my voice?
What is this?
How should I know?
As you can see, it has been refitted with weapons. Do you understand what this means?
Oh yes, he's got like a thing in his eye.
Is bearing its aggressive fangs at our country.
Dun 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 dun.
This time of crisis, our country no longer has a standing army to protect us. Our army was swept up in the devastation at the Wall Highlands. It is in times like these when a king who can lead Ura to victory, like my late father, is indispensable.
Jansen, what the hell is this? Explain yourself.
I'm telling you, I don't know anything.
You've been used.
Me? By Gungora? You gotta be kidding me. I was just in it for the money.
There, see? He let it slip.
Yeah, okay. So now you know. But all he asked me to do is keep an eye on you guys. You gotta believe me.
Then what was that black pearl all about?
Well, look, that was, well...
Kime,
that,
this guy's bad
was,
news. We should get rid of him. We need to deal with him before we look for Sarah. Gungara might even be listening in on this conversation.
Hey, wait a minute, okay? You don't know the whole story. Let me
It
just...
doesn't matter.
Kime?
Let him hear us. Let him see us. Let him shudder as we close in on him.
You are creeping me out. Man, you know, he's a handful even after getting his memories back. Where did I put that pearl?
How many of those pearls did he have? I wonder if the rumors about a war are true. I better pray for nothing bad to happen. Let no bad happen.
They say Ura is ready to attack. Well, let them. We won't let things go the way you want so easily.
I heard that you guys are Uran spies. You tricked us. I heard that Uran spies are planning some sort of sabotage. How dare they? Yoink. Okay, Kime seems to be looking at something. Seems like he's wants to look at the fountain. Da 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 da.
Hey, I've seen those guys before. What?
What's going on?
Ow, that... Hey, who threw that?
Just right in the ass.
What the?
Hey, it's you! You're the Oran spies!
You're not actually throwing anything, my dude.
Spies? We've got nothing to do with this. Here's your spy.
Just-
Yeah, what? Hey, don't point your finger at
Just
me.
throw Jansen under the bus, why don't ya?
Ura's gonna attack Numara, isn't it? It's all your fault!
Doofy voice acting. They definitely think we're spies now. We'll be arrested if this keeps up. Maybe it's better for us to just get out of Numara for now, Kime. Seconded. They obviously aren't gonna listen to us right now. How about we leave for now and come up with a plan? What are you doing here? You can forget about getting into the palace. Enjoy your freedom while you can. The Queen will pass judgment on you soon. I'm very sorry, but Her Majesty is not feeling well today. I'm afraid an audience with her is not possible. If you could kindly see yourselves out.
Come on, lady, work with me. Can you just kinda let us in?
That could put me in quite some trouble.
Hey now, we're in trouble here too. We're in trouble here too. Serious trouble. We just need the queen for one quick moment. Can you please help us out?
Sir, I'm afraid there's nothing I could do. There are rumors of spies in the area. Leave it, Jansen. Ming's the queen here, and we aren't exactly nobility.
I bet Ming would listen to us.
If we can even meet her, that is, we sure can't now. Let's leave Namara and think it over. Really good thing I reset last stream so I could complete that side quest. I don't think I'd be able to now. It won't open. Yep, all the doors are locked. There are a bunch of soldiers over there. We better stay away for now. Uh-oh. A lot of good that's gonna do against fireballs.
You alright?
Yeah. Fire!
Is tank. My tank is fight.
This is no ordinary attack, is it?
What's an ordinary attack?
Cook, Mac, now's the chance for you to slip into the smoke and run.
What? No way.
Move! If you stay here, you'll be in our way.
That's not true. We're in this together. Let's go.
I think it's funny. Apparently, Kime is voiced by Keith Ferguson. Who, to be fair, he's kind of a man of a bunch of different voices. Like, Kime is voiced by Blue from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
We'll be fine.
I say we surprise him by running away.
You. Shut up.
That idea was shot down immediately.
Climb. See you later.
Dun 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 dun
You know, I
dun.
think they've noticed us.
Kime?
Yeah, no shit.
If we put up a struggle here, we could end up triggering outright war between Ura and Numara.
So that means we should do what?
Don't move! If you resist, you'll regret it.
So we let ourselves get caught. That's brilliant.
We should let them know fighting won't solve anything.
Then we'll need the power of the Queen.
Power of the Queen. Good idea. You know, me and the Queen are tight. Yeah, we go way back. No problem.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're wise to surrender, spies.
We're not spies. We want to speak to the proper authorities.
Don't think that'll happen. It's like this general's clearly corrupt.
If you're not spies, then what is the meaning of this?
What is the meaning of what?
For ordinary travelers, you've certainly managed to get involved in some extraordinary events.
I apologize for pretending to be something I'm not. I just want you to hear me out.
Oh, I'll hear you out. You're going to tell me what Ura is plotting.
Well, see, now there's no surprise. They were gonna throw your birthday party. Where's the Queen?
That's gotta hurt.
I mean, they were just checking out Grand Staff, and then these guys captured them.
Idiot.
What's that look for? This fellow senses something unusual in your eyes.
What?
Well then, let's expose those eyes for what they really are. Our country's sorcerers have some impressive powers themselves.
I am flattered, General.
Do it.
Yes, sir.
Oh boy! Whoa! Oh!
His eyepiece.
Wow, do you see what I'm seeing? Because are those mine? Those are mine.
Ah.
They're mine?
These are without doubt crystals of magic energy. What this man sees is passed along to another sorcerer through these lenses of light. They're called spy eyes.
Very creative name.
A sorcerer to see everything the wearer sees.
Awfully elaborate stunt to pull.
They're just my magic
For a
contacts.
spy.
Hey, you know, I am not that smart. I mean, I'm not saying I'm dumb. I didn't know.
Excuse me, General, but this man is most likely telling the truth.
What?
The person in which spy eyes are implanted would not be aware of them. I could tell that much when I remove them. This is high-level magic, far beyond the capabilities of someone such as myself.
Even with your power, you could not do it?
As you say, sir.
I can't believe he was just using me.
Of all the times to figure that out.
I am gonna make that greedy, senile, flea-infested bastard pay.
Huh, you won't have time for that, spies. Kill them.
Oh, well, this escalated quickly.
All right then.
There was just no getting through to that guy.
Don't have much of a choice.
Alright, I guess we gotta fight our way out.
Better say your prayers.
Let's see, what do we got? No elements. Let's see, I'm gonna equip water-powered ring, Dort, flame ring, ring, beast ring, jamming ring, the bio killer. Slightly increases attack damage effect. Areas widened. Anger ring, draining ring, osmosis ring. Shockwave ring. Occasionally neutralizes enemy GC. Wind machine. Firepower ring. Wind power ring. Soul ring. Absorbs a small amount of it. Completely increases attack damage. Turtle shell ring. Hardened killer. Bio killer. Herculean ring. That's a good one. But hang on. What was that other one I was looking at? Shockwave ring. I'll equip that other one to Seth. All barricade, all shield. Ow. Armored bolt. Just got cannons in their shields. Right now, my GC is a bit low. Defend, and have Jansen cast some. Let's see, what's something that damages everyone? One enemy. Let's see. I'm gonna use Prism. Barely did anything. Don't bully the healer. Maybe I'll use a healing guy, it'll be faster. Perfecto. And we won. I think I'm starting to get the flow of combat down at this point. There's too many of them.
You're only up against 3 people. What are you doing?
We're JRPG protagonists. We're in our stripped down to our underwears.
Are those your moms?
Oh my.
How about you?
Just go on.
I'm getting out of here.
Hey, come back here.
It's a man bra. Don't judge me. To keep my nipples from chafing.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Silly
Where'd
goofs.
you guys come from?
It was fun coming up here.
We ended up sneaking around like thieves.
Yeah.
You did great. Let's go.
All right.
All right.
What? Don't let them escape! Release the god beast!
Silliness. Just goofy JRPG shenanigans. Dunk part. Hey, doggy. Stick to the pond, froggy.
Now or never.
Alright, got a full party. It's nice they let you have five people in your party. Let's see, these are beast type enemies, aerial enemy, need a beast type. Let's see. What? Shockwave ring. I might keep that on. And let's see, no element. The beast ring. Beast killer, machine killer, bio killer. It's gonna go up. Lower up as a beast killer, machine killer. Gonna put this on warrior ring. Prism. Just gonna have her defend. Let's see. I want to equip him with ring. Let's see, water, bio, beast killer. Don't bully a kid. Ow! That was extraordinarily rude. Spirit magic, refresh, slither curtain. He inflicts low on all enemies. All guard. So there goes the doggo. Time's dazed. Smelling salt, stealing. Alright. Oh, he's dazed. I'll have him defend. Aerial. Use it on Kime. Let's see, skill. Power hit, combo. Gotcha. Net. Oh crap. That did not work at all.
Phew. That was a close one.
Nice big party you can have in this game. Just looting your pots. Hello, sir. What? Oh, they got a wizard. Death's looking a bit low. Spell. I'm gonna have Cook use Shadow. All shield. That's physical defense. Haha. Ha ha. Still haven't quite got the timing down on these.
Only the strong survive.
Time learned. HP max up 1. Turntail shoes. Skill links. Another beastie.
Okay, here goes.
Shadow. Oh, great. Damn. There's one down. Wall. Can't increase wall guard if there's no wall.
Well, have you fallen for me yet?
Fancy treasure chest. They just keep coming. Cubic music score number 3. You know, it might behoove me to try and, like, run around these dudes. Ooh, we can counter. Bye-bye, bitch. bunch. What? What? I guess, are those guys just hard to hit? Shit, biscuit. Perfect. Yep, they are just hard to hit.
That was very fun.
I thought it was fun. Magic casting time reduced during critical stabilizer. Busy. The link. Counter, yes. No, I didn't want to go up. We're gonna go back down. Dun dun dun. Can't go that way. Crap. Oh well. Not like these guys are hard.
Let's take it out.
Oof. Refresh. Slither curves is broke. Crap. Oh well, still enough to take him out. Yeah, that didn't do much.
Waste of time.
Cook learned mental stability number 1. Mental stability reduces interference with magic casting spells causing enemy attacks. That'd be handy. Can't catch me, I'm too fast. Gotta go fast. What are you doing? We're gonna get caught! Let's see, I guess I can't go that way. Go for the guard first. And these things are next to impossible to hit with physical attacks, so I'm not gonna bother. Increase the speed of one party member, decreases the speed of one enemy, refresh, shadow. Don't bully the healers. Hiya! Yeah, that's a good neck pop. Defend, stealth, use flare on this thing. I'm gonna heal Mac. He's looking a bit low. Continue with Shadow. Jig is up. Seth learned anti-dizzy. Circlets, mana earrings, and peep. Sage's protection. Life brooch, Turntail shoes, life brooch. Going up. Let's see, look, I've already looted that urn. Mana capsule, where does this go? Ah, generators. See if I can make any new rings. I can make another Mr. Beast ring. Spirit ring. Jamming ring ultra. Sleep ring. I have to go to the bathroom. Hang on a sec. I am ready to go. It's already been an hour and I realize I have not done much. That's the thing about JRPGs, it takes a long time to do anything. Oh, he ran right past me. Seed. Hey, I'm over here, you big dum-dum. Curse of the Black Pearl.
Pirates of the Caribbean. Hey, we said no Disney.
Yoicks. What? Paradoxically, those guys are pretty weak, especially compared to the beasts they command. Don't bully a kid. The Mac, I need to heal. Nice thing is that healing items go first. Perfect. Oh, come on, you bitch. That kid packs a wallop.
Well, have you fallen for me yet?
Kind learn counter. Excellent. Reset skill, anti-paralysis, immune to paralysis. Counter. Guard heal. Taunt, let's see. Taunting enemy will direct attacks against user. Oh, that might be kind of useful. Dun dun dun. Whetstone. Looks like we're cornered. Adept earrings. Let's see, enables use of black and white magic up to level 3. Can't catch me, biatch. Healing potion. Ah, crap. Cornered.
Okay, here goes.
Why? Perfect. I gotta heal Seth. Oh, no, you don't. Alright, they are open.
What a waste of time.
Probe. Oh, no, 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 no. Can't catch me, can't catch me. Angel's plume. Do-do-do-do. Everyone is healed up. Time to save. Alright, let's move on. Yeah.
Whew. Yeah, this is much better. Time to relax.
You all right?
Yeah, somehow.
Oh, Cook. Oh, that's Mac.
You okay? I'm so tired, Cook.
Looks good.
Oh, she's been drugged. Oh yeah, she was knocked out by
Aunt Ming!
Kakon.
Ming!
Jensen?
Please, don't get up.
Why have you come? Oh, you're all...
You don't remember me? I'm Seth. Seth Balmore. This is Kai Marganar. We're comrades. Remember?
Comrades? What do you mean by that?
Here, let me help you.
Dun 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 dun.
I got my clothes back on!
For you. Your Majesty, I'm terribly sorry for the trouble. It will be over. Just a moment.
Sorry, this will be over in a second. Hey, Squeaky! Don't care about the Queen's continued good health, huh?
Aunt Ming!
You!
Get out of
Aunt
the way.
Ming.
You do anything funny and the Queen gets it. Figurehead or not, she's still the Queen, Tiny. If anything happens to her, you'll be held responsible. You know better than to try anything, right? I mean, you're not stupid.
You're a real thug. You know that, Jansen?
There's an exit in the back.
Huh?
Behind us.
Jansen, keep it up. Fall back. Right.
Our escape route.
Don't move. Don't move. Don't Don't you dare move! You get it? Don't move from that spot!
You swine!
Can't exactly follow me now. Made our daring escape. Okay, so now you can walk up these ramps. We can't fight here. It'll be hopeless. Let's get out of here now. Alright, time to leave this. I think we have worn out our welcome here in Numara. I think it's time to leave. Hey, stop goofing around. They're gonna catch up with us. Tank. Tank.
This guy's annoying.
General Kokonis!
You won't get away this time, because you're all under arrest on suspicion of spying and for abducting Her Majesty the Queen. You will come along quietly.
Tank. Yeah. Cannon power, tank power. Let's see. Magic heavy tank, cannon, tank unit, cannon unit. I'll go after the units first. Let's see. Start. Gonna have the front row attack the tank. Actually, attack the cannon unit, probably. Hang on a sec, let's see. Mysterious perfume, let's see. These are mechanical, I could probably swap out my equipment accordingly. I'll go bring GC down. Machine killer. Ooh, killer machine. See what you got. Let's see. Killer machine killer. Hard to fire killer and the absorber earth, machine, wind, water, fire, damage, absorb, PC down. Okay, this already has, let's say, this already's got machine killer on it, so I think I will continue with that. Force. I'll use force. All barricade, all shield. Use shadow. Oh, it absorbs your MP. Well, that's fun. That was good damage. Ow. That did do too much. Tank hit. Imagine running over a little kid with a tank.
It's no use. Don't even think you can stop us with your feeble effort.
What are you talking about? I took out your tank unit. You idiot. Tank! Yeah! Force.
A mere handicap. Consider yourselves lucky.
Alright, now for the main body of the tank. He could just punch a tank. Full cannon. Tank hit. Tank a hit. Oh, I probably had to set the taunt skill. Oops. Hang on. His wimpy little fists didn't do anything. Run over a kid with a tank. Maybe I should try using Prism. That takes a long time to cast, though. Just gonna heal Mac. He's taken a few too many tanks to the face. Gonna make it better for me to dodge. Perfecto. Hang on a sec. Oh, I need to up my wall defense. I've been neglecting that. That didn't do much. Oh well, the tank part is almost dead, so let's see, force. You idiot. Well, wait, the tank can move for the, I guess. It's already built into the, it's already baked into the attack animation, so I guess I can't really do much about that. Zephyr. You have hit a wall. Just systematically taking this thing apart piece by piece. Alright, almost done with this thing.
That was luck! Pure luck! Oh, this is unacceptable! I absolutely refuse to accept this!
Accepted, buddy. Now, I think this might be where I left off last time I played this.
Yes, all right.
Ha! You had that coming. Why don't you just go back to bed and start the day over?
Oh, what are you doing? Fire! Shoot them!
It's going to explode, dude. I think the targeting system's broken. Yep. He's such a loser. Like, just despite how depressing this game can be at times, it has moments like that. This is the most exercise I get in a week.
Yeah. Sorry about that thing back there.
Don't be.
Well, I didn't want to pull a stunt like that, but listen, did I hurt you? I'm sorry if I did. I didn't mean it.
It's fine. Everyone is safe now after all.
Well, you know, I should really be thanking you for helping us escape.
Well, since these children were there.
Yeah, they came in and somehow managed to strip everyone down to their skivvies. I'm not sure how that happened.
Kinda weird. You gotta crash.
Would you shut up? We had a moment there.
Aunt Ming, are you okay? Yes. Cook? Mac? Why are you two? Did something happen to your mother?
Oh.
She's passed on.
Please don't let your spirits fall. I'll always be with you.
Thank you, Aunt Ming.
Oh, why would a big boy like you be crying, Mac?
He's going to change from here on out.
Seth. What you said earlier, that we were friends, is it true?
Yeah, but this isn't the best place to stop and talk about it. We need to get out of town.
What will you do, Your Highness? You said earlier you couldn't leave because you were the queen.
I'll go with you. It seems I must.
You come with us?
Yes.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're being pursued by both Numara and Gongora. We should probably find a ride.
Ride? Where? How?
Let's go to the harbor. I've got an idea.
Let's see. View the composite magic tutorial. Yes, hang on, what is it? Some magic spells can be combined together to form what is known as composite magic. To cast a composite magic, you must be able to use both the spells that compose it. Use the spell book under menu to check the spells required for composite magic. Any composite magic from which you lack the required spell will not be displayed. You can only use composite magic spells for which you have the required skill level. Okay. Spellbook, composite magic. Let's see, slightly recovers the HP of a row of allies and cures them of poison. Paracure, recovers HP. Oh, so it's like a combination, like it heals them but also cures status ailments. That's handy. Oh, yes. All flare. So you combine Shadow with elemental magic and it'll attack everyone. Okay, so composite match. So, alright, she knows how to do composite magic, anti-seal, black-white magic. Oh, I better start teaching that to people. Jansen, Steel, Absorb, Transfer allows you to transfer absorbed HP or MP to a party member in the back row. White magic, blah blah. I mean, most of these are stuff he already knows. Like, she's on a whole other level. Casting support. Reduces the spell casting time for one party member. Concentrate prayer. Mental reduces interference with magic. Useful. Counter, spirit magic. Ah, people can learn spirit magic. From Mac. I think I should start doing that. Is that a passive skill? Excuse me, sorry, hiccups. Great equipment. Stabilizer, circlet. Life brooch, ringtail shoes. Magic researcher. Enables use of level 1 composite magic. Platinum gauntlets. Use recover GC when defense. That's very useful. I want to start learning that. Maybe I'll have Mac equip a Knight's Code since he's on the front row. Formation. What is my formation? How many party members can I have? Okay, no more than 5. Let's see. Should I give Jansen a break? Cook is level 23. Jansen is also level 23. See, Jansen knows healing magic. I'll just swap Cook out with Ming. Alright, there we go. Ming. Bracelet. Ming's equipment. Let's see. No ring, aqua ring, damage. Machine killer. Magic killer, bio killer, killer, spirit killer, poison effect, sleep attack, damage up, critical. Absorb. Let's see. Yeah, she's gonna be a cast. Oh, fuck off. I do not understand these disconnects at all. Okay, my internet is still being a bitch. I'm not sure. I have no idea what's going on. It'll just drop out of the blue. Yeah, I was wondering whether equipping an enhancement ring to Ming would be worth it. And she seems like she's probably a mage. Deposit match. The links. Let's see. Port of Numara. The shipyard is up ahead. That's where the latest model is being built. We should go take a look. Those tanks don't look like they were in a regular drill. Has something happened? They found the Uran spy. They found the Uran spy, I heard. Hold on, it's you! You are the spy!
The soldiers are somewhat jumpy today. Whatever it is, I'll be glad if they get what's coming.
Hold it, don't tell me you're... Dave?
I came here for the promise of big business. Now I've got a bad feeling about it.
What happens if the ship leaves all these stone-headed soldiers blocking the road? We're the ones who should be getting angry here. We were called here due to the emergency, but why can't we go on? What's this about? Haven't you received the General's orders?
Hey, you over there. The tanks are already on their way. Why are you still here?
Can I go this way? When the soldiers are on patrol like this, something's definitely up. Don't tell me there really is an Uran spy. The tanks just went rumbling past here. Oh dear, Numara has always been so peaceful. The shipyard should be somewhere in this port. Let's just find it.
This is an emergency. This is an emergency. Can't those technicians follow orders? They need to get out now.
The skilled trader. What do they mean, get out of here? There's no need to be rude, even in an emergency. Who's this little fellow? They always tell us to be faster and faster, but these things take time. Just when we already are on the verge of finishing this speedboat too. Oh, this is pretty. Some lush greenery. What is this? Enter. We're in luck. They're just starting the final adjustments, which means that they'll be fitting the engine next. We can't leave yet. We've still got business here.
Wow, this is a serious engine.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Who are these little guys?
Hey, that engine. Where'd you get it?
Oh, this. Let's see, when was that? A while back, an unbelievably huge fish washed up on shore. This was in its belly.
We checked it out and realized it could deliver incredible output, so we fixed it and installed it in the boat.
Did the repairs work?
Like a charm. That boat was built to be General Kakanis' command vessel. Installing it is all that's left to do.
I see. Thanks.
Let's steal
Don't
it.
mention it.
A huge fish, huh? You know, a while back,
Is there something you remember?
I really depended on it.
Depend on what? The fish or the engine?
The engine. It's from back when I was a pirate.
Arr.
Huh? Seth.
Yep, that's right.
Wow! Amazing! That is so cool!
Huh?
Oh yeah, I've always loved women who are pirates and swordswomen and stuff. I read books about them for like ever. It is so exciting to meet a real woman pirate. I mean, to make a long story short,
She wants to be your apprentice.
Yeah. What he said. Could I? So, Seth, Mistress Seth, please let me be your apprentice.
Oh boy. The boat that's been built right now is the fastest in all of Numara. It's going to make its debut soon, and you don't want to miss the launch event. Finally, that should solve the problem. Come on, don't fail me now. Finally, the engine is fixed. I just hope it works this time. The general is always shouting at us to get the boat moving. Strange, he doesn't seem to be here today. Yeah, he is indisposed.
Inform General Kakanis that the engine installation is complete. He said to call him when we're ready for a test run.
Oh, hey, look! Someone's on board!
Hey yourself, you little toad.
What are you doing there? Get off! Get word to General Kakanis! Hurry!
Yes, sir!
We're jacking your boat, guys. Sorry about that.
Attention, General Kakanis. Your ship is leaving. Thank you. All right. Should be easy.
You sure about that?
A lot of buttons there. Gonna need a manual. I think I'm...
Out of the way, amateur.
Yeah, she's a sailor. She's a pirate.
Here goes. Starting engine.
Dun, dun, dun.
Cast off.
Yeah, property damage. So far, the tone of this stream has been much more optimistic compared to how depressing some of the I mean, we had a funeral, some very depressing short stories, and all that and the like. And now I'm on a boat. I got a boat. Right. Let's see. View the slant nose control tutorial. Yes. Let's see. With the slant nose at hand, you are able to traverse the wide world, the wide open ocean. Move the left stick in any direction to set the slant nose in motion. Move the right stick in any direction to set the camera view. Some areas, such as the shallows, ice fields, and hypercurrents, are not navigable even to the slant nose. Press the right bumper to move to the slant nose's bridge. To return to sea navigation, approach the cockpit controls and confirm that you want to embark. When you approach the shore, A land will appear at the bottom right. Press A to exit the slant nose. To make the world map menu appear, click the right stick and move to the closest landing point. To reboard the slant nose, choose the landing point on the world map menu, then press the A button. Port landing. Ship interior. Is there a save point?
Are you feeling okay?
Yes,
I'm fine.
I'm the only one that's without you.
Okay then, where do we start?
Have your memories come back?
Nope, it comes in fragments. Same as you. Bits and pieces.
Please tell me what you meant by saying we were comrades.
Do you have dreams?
Yes, I do. Well, what about them?
Have you ever wondered if those dreams might be fragments of your past? That there might be something turning round and round in your heart, different from the way you are now? Have you ever had a rush of feelings?
Wow, you're like saying more than one word since you began your memory back. Well, you're still as fun to be with, though.
Well, have you experienced anything like what Kaim is talking about?
I'm not sure.
You know that you're called the 1,000-year-old queen, right? And your body is supposed to be immortal?
Yes, but I don't know why I'm called that, or why my body doesn't age. I don't understand anything.
That must be why Kokonis looks down on you. You've lost your purpose.
It's just that... How should I put it? I often feel as though there's something terribly important that I'm forgetting. And it pains me. As though it may not be in my memories after all. But my heart remembers the pain. There have been many times recently when this has happened. My body wouldn't move, like it was exhausted. And then I would collapse. When I felt this vague sense of unease coming on, I would often play the harp, and that would calm my mind.
So that's what you were doing when we met?
Yes. Kokonis frequently advised me to lift the country from its isolation. At those times, he recommended nothing more than expanding our information about the outside world. But it seems that his true objective was something else.
No, this is what they call fate. See, meeting me was predestined. That means Kokonis just played a role. He was a pawn to make it happen.
Alright, that's enough fighting.
Ow, hey!
Kick.
Right.
Kicked in the ass.
Ming, I felt the same.
Picking on Jansen.
My memories were locked up.
Your memories were locked up?
You, me, Seth, and Sarah. And one more whose name that you as queen should know. The Uran sorcerer, Gongora.
Wait, he's an immortal?
Yes, I'm aware that there is a sorcerer called Gongora, but...
The five of us were once comrades. We had a 1,000-year agreement. We came to this world to accomplish something important. For that reason, we were made immortal. We don't age. When the end of the 1,000-year agreement drew near, Gongora betrayed us. Though we couldn't die, he inflicted pain on us that was worse than death.
Pain? What kind of...
He deprived me of someone more important to me than myself. He cruelly stole her from me and inflicted a deep wound on my heart that can never be healed.
I also had something important stolen from me. Gongora used magic energy to block my memories and seal them within me. After he wiped out our entire lives, we became like living corpses.
Then I too have had something very important stolen, and my memories locked away?
Yes.
What could possibly be so important?
Don't push yourself. Take all the time you need to remember. Oh yeah, I have something to return to you.
Return? To me?
This really saved me.
I met you before, didn't I?
Yeah, 200 years ago. I borrowed this from you back then.
I must meet with Gongora.
That's what we plan to do.
Are you sure that's such a good
He's up
idea?
for something that involves Grand Staff. We have to stop him. That has become our mission.
Guess that means our destination is Ura, right?
Hold on. If we go to Ura, we'll have to cross the ocean. In a boat like this, there's no way we'd make it.
Even with your engine set?
It's an old clunker.
Oh, it's got power to burn, but the ship itself wouldn't be able to handle the strain. It would fall apart.
Aww.
Why don't we head for Goatsa? They've made the most progress with magic technology. I am the Queen of Numata. I shall request aid from the King of Goatsa in the name of our countries
Goats.
and for the world's future.
Can't do it. I can't remember. Kaim, why aren't my memories coming back? Huh? You want to know how to steer the ship? I bet General Testosterone is throwing a big hissy fit right about now. Still, I can't help but feel a little lonely and helpless out on the ocean like this. Oh, not that I'm scared or anything. Hey, does this make us pirates too? What kind of person was your mom's mom like? I always wanted to be a pirate. Now to be one on the same ship with the captain, that is awesome. Mom always wanted to meet you and Grandma. I wouldn't mind seeing that what Grandma's like either. Alright, let us explore. This might be where the game starts to open up. Yes. Oh, I can jump! Yup! Oh, that's the menu. Jump. Jump. To the bow of the ship, heading for a new lane. I can't go that way, apparently. That's probably bad.
We're not gonna make it! Turn back! The waves are gonna smash us to pieces!
Alright, so yes, can't go that way. That's how they gate off your progress. Ooh, what's that? I guess I can't rotate the camera up. Okay, where's this? Numara Atoll, port. Landing port at Let's see, what's this Numara Atoll? Oh good, save point.
Guess we have no choice.
What is an atoll anyway? What the heck is that? Oh, it's a silver. It's water. Hey, what is good against water? I think it's earth. I missed. That's one of those kinds of enemies. The kind that are really hard to kill and they run away and they give you a ton of EXP if you manage to kill them. Are those crabs? Purple crabs? I got crabs. Ooh, treasure chest. Regenerate? Oh, it's spirit magic.
If it's a fight you want, you got it.
Let's roll. What the hell is that? Let's see, it is water. Got a lot of health. I wonder if I should be here, even be here. I'm barely doing any damage to it. Alright, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. I think I need to go.
I'm out of here.
Just gonna leave her to die. Alright, time to depart. Run away. Like, clearly not supposed to be here. Ah, good, it refreshes you when you get back on the boat. Like, the only thing that was really making a dent was magic. Magic. I'm gonna go here. Oh, I guess I'm already here. At least I was able to find regenerate before realizing that, nope, I am not supposed to be here. Enemies are too tough. Nope. Yep. I got a bad case of clussy fever, and I'd like to make whoopee with her cushions. I order Miss Tornado to put her whole butt, and nothing but her butt on my face. Objectifying! Land. Goat's southernmost cape.
Land at last! Dry land. No more worrying about sinking on that stupid ship. Ow!
Just kick him. This is the second.
What the hell was that for?
This is like.
The slant nose will never sink. Not with the captain's engine on board.
This is like the third time he's been hit in the ass this stream.
Well, I'm gonna teach you a thing or two about the pirate code.
And what code would that be?
What code? Well, that would be a secret pirate code that we would do if we had the time. Good luck, kid. Hey, Grandpa! Wow, you have Cook is such a and what a kick! Boy, she's strong. That Cook. Ha ha.
I have no idea what you just said.
Well, what I'm saying is that Cook is as cute as a button. She's just, oh, you must be proud.
You lying creep. Cook, it hurts when you get kicked, you know? But he insulted the captain.
Duh.
Isn't that right, Captain? Captain?
What is that? Said? Hold on a sec, is that the engine from her ship? A dream has been revealed. Okay, story time. Oh, wondrous beast, Anira, proud descendant of the White-Winged clan, you alone were my irreplaceable companion. Would it anger you to hear me call us two of a kind? Were we not, in fact, a perfect combination, you and I, bound together by a single thread, that gossamer thread that we know as loneliness? Anira, I owe my life to you. Now, of course, not, of course, that you saved my life in the ordinary sense of the word. Mine is not a life that could be lost under any circumstances. It is an irrevocable burden. I will not die. I cannot die, and therefore my life was not for you to save. Oh, Anira. What you saved, I now see, was not my life, but my heart. Back then, long centuries ago, I was a pirate, the only woman pirate on the open seas, Seth Balmore. The name was known to all who plied the sea. Some spoke my name in fear and trembling, while others voiced it with deepest admiration. Some even called me the Righteous Buccaneer, nor were they far wrong, I'd say. The pirate ship I commanded had rules that were clear and strict. We targeted only one kind of vessel, those opulent passenger ships the wealthy boarded for pleasure cruises. We would put a bit of a scare into the passengers, of course, maybe rough them up a little, but killing was strictly forbidden. All we did was squeeze a few drops of treasure out of the purses of those who had more money than they knew what to do with. We traded our booty for cash with shadowy dealers, and the money we shared in the world's dens of poverty. I would cringe at being called a champion of justice, but we prided ourselves on being far more than villains. They're like sort of the Robin Hood of the seas. I became a pirate for one simple reason. I hated the law, and I hated even more those who flaunted the law for their own self-aggrandizement. In a word, I wanted a life of freedom. Whenever I stood at the prow of a pirate ship, slicing its way through the waves, and I viewed the vast ocean stretched out beneath the clear blue sky, I felt enveloped in the joy of having taken limitless freedom in my own two hands. True, I need not traffic in fear of death and aging known to all who count as human, and because I will neither age nor die, infinite times means for me infinite freedom. Not bad, wouldn't you say? I would spy the ship that would be our day's quarry. I was always the first to board it, springing lightly onto their deck with a shout. I am Seth Balmore! Now be good and hand over your money and valuables. Then, taking the booty that we had snatched, my men and I would raise a cry of victory and leap back into our ship. I was absolutely free. Nothing stood in my way. Eternal life overflowing with freedom. Not bad, wouldn't you say?
Righteous buccaneer. What kind of fancy pants nonsense is that? How about pirate bitch?
Of course, one always hears such jealous ravings in all walks of life, but especially so in the thuggish world of pirates. Needless to say, I knew I had many enemies. Even a child would realize that being a righteous buccaneer could only increase the number who hated me among such raping and pillaging brigands as pirates of the sea. But I didn't care about that. I could be stabbed with a knife or blasted with a cannon, and still I would not die. Immortal Seth, they called me. And it was literally true, not just a figure of speech. I won't get in your way, I told the other pirates, but I won't let you get in mine either. I was afraid of nothing and no one. I lived the way I wanted to live, and wouldn't or shouldn't have let anyone interfere with me. I went wrong only once, but that was all it took. In a moment of carelessness, I let them capture me. Of course, that alone was nothing for me to be afraid of. As I keep mentioning, I can never age or die. It would have done them no good to try killing me, and they knew it. The most they could do would be to rough me up a little and threaten to make it worse for me next time. They had to do something to show their men how tough they were. They couldn't just let me horn in on the pirate game and pretend it never happened. So I said, hurry up with the torture, will you? I haven't got all day. We were in a cave on a desert island. I was in handcuffs and leg irons and surrounded by half a dozen huge men, all well-known pirate captains. One of them is holding a long, thick chain. I get sick to my stomach just looking at your sweaty faces. Come on, hurry up and beat me with the chain, or would you rather strangle me? Whichever you choose, hurry and get it over with. The men laughed out loud.
Hurry and get it over with, said the leader. Too bad for you, Seth, but this punishment is not the kind that can be hurried. I'm just sorry we can't stay with you to the end. Yeah, chimed in another man. Unlike a monster like you, we humans don't have all the time in the world. Okay, men, let's make it fast, the way the lady wants. Licking his lips, the man with the chain approached me. The two others grabbed my arms from the sides.
They were not going to use the chain as an instrument of torture, but to rob me of my liberty. They chained me to a gigantic boulder in the cave. They were laughing so hard they could hardly contain themselves. Just what you need, eh, Seth? It's the end of the road for you. We can't shoot you, we can't stab you to death, so we'll just lock you up. We'll never come back to this island again. And even a half-baked pirate like you knows this place is not on any sea lanes. No fishing boats even, and right about now, your men have gone off looking for the wrong island. We're the only ones who know we brought you here. Not even our crews know where we are. Nobody's going to save you, that's for sure. You'll be in here forever. Can't move a muscle, and you can't even die. All by yourself, for the rest of eternity. Well, that's awful. With that, the men walked out of the cave, leaving me there with a single lantern. "Cowards!" I screamed. "Don't run off like that! Don't do this to me!" But the only response was the hollow echo of my own voice in the cave. The lantern the men left behind was not meant as a kindness, but rather the opposite. It was a prop in their little drama. When it finally ran out of oil and went dark, it would impress on me the weight of eternal solitude. As long as the lamp kept glowing, I was filled with rage for the men. But when the oil was running low and the flame began to flicker, a deep anxiety assaulted me. Unable to move, I stared blankly at the flame. Eternity. This world has no such thing, or perhaps it should not have. Solitude. I was always alone, or more precisely, I always ended up alone. It was my destiny. I could be surrounded by companions whose feelings matched my own perfectly. I could share the deepest love with another, but in the end, I would always have to lose them. Do you know what it feels like to see countless others succumb to death, while you yourself are on the road of endless life? But in your case, Anira, you do have some idea. As I watched, the lamp in the cave went out. A world of darkness spread out before me, and there I was, alone. No more would I taste the sorrow of parting, but neither would I be able to taste the joy of meeting, eternally, without end, alone. I did not try shouting. People shout and scream for one reason only, because they want someone to hear them, because they believe there is someone somewhere who will hear their cries. I did, however, shed tears. Which is not to say I wept. There is no way that the immortal woman pirate Seth Balamar would ever break down and cry. A tiny tremor went through the darkness. That is all it was. And then I noticed, oh, tears are coming out of me. Really, that is all it was. The hours passed. Or perhaps it was days. In the darkness, I lost track of the flow of time. There was something else I lost track of if all there was left for me to do was to stay by myself, struggling against eternal solitude, incapable even of rotting away, then what was the purpose of my living in the world? Perhaps the men who trapped me here had been right. Unable either to age or die. Perhaps I was some kind of monster. Then why was such a monster living in this world? What was I supposed to do here? I did not know the answer to that. I would never know the answer. To the end of my never-ending life, I felt frustration, sorrow, but above all, fear. Eternity was frightening to me. Solitude was frightening to me. I might have been trembling, or without even the energy for that. I might have been utterly drained, whatever it was I was feeling, that is when it happened. Anira, that is when you first appeared before me. A tiny burst of light softened the darkness, and from the light, almost before I could wonder what it was, there came a voice. Are you too trapped in the prison of solitude? Who is that? In the light, a flash of white wings. Then, with a sudden increase in size and brightness, the light seared my eyes. Accustomed to total darkness, my eyes could not stand the glare, and for an instant, they could not see anything at all. Grimacing, I clamped my eyes shut before daring to open them little by little. Then, before me hovered a pure white glowing beast. Its white wings were breathtakingly beautiful. How beautiful you were, Anira. But yours was not a florid beauty. No, it was subtly different. Your beauty wore a cloak of loneliness. I am like you, you said, and then I cocked my head to look at you with puzzlement and continued, I have been looking for someone like you. I have been looking for someone like you for a very long time. You spoke slowly, majestically. Oh, immortal woman pirate, you and I share a single destiny. You knew who I was. Together, let us escape from this solitude and make our way together, you said, your eyes locked on mine. Escape from the solitude. The words continued ringing in my ears, but I did not know who you were. I could not even be sure what you were, nor could I leap joyfully at the invitation of the one I could not tell as friend or foe. Who are you? I asked. I am Anira of the White-Winged Clan. White-Winged Clan? I had heard the name before. The White-Winged Clan were said to be wondrous beasts that had become extinct in the distant past. How do we know this isn't just a hallucination? I have heard that the White-Winged Clan died out long ago. I am the last of the bloodline. The only survivor? Indeed, as I said, the last. Which is why you speak of solitude. At that point, almost before I knew it, a weak, almost self-mocking smile crept over my face. I felt myself lowering my guard as I spoke to you. My chains, however, were digging ever deeper into my flesh and shackling my heart as well. You used the phrase prison of solitude before. It's true, this is a prison. Being alone for eternity is a prison without bars. You nodded at these words of mine, Anira, in silence. But then you said, I was in a prison too, until just now. I'm sure it's true to be the only living survivor. I spent far too long a time alone. I know what you mean. In the legend, members of the White-Winged Clan are thought to have lived 1,000 years. But even if you were to live on for several centuries, as sole survivor, you can never meet a female member of the clan of the White Wing and hope to make children with her. The clan will never rise again. The sole survivor must live out the remainder of his days alone. In order to... Oh, I didn't realize that Anira was a man. In order to conquer this unbearable loneliness, you said, I would need someone to make her way with me. Then you looked hard at me and said, Oh, pirate woman, are you not of the same mind? I nodded in agreement. But then I made a point of smiling and said as cautiously as I could, in other words, you're lonely. Your beautiful face softened, and you said with some embarrassment, I wonder... According to the legend, as I have heard it, the clan of the White Wing are proud and love their solitude. This only increased your embarrassment, and you said, solitude has its limits. That did it. I decided to trust you then. And there. Well, that's how you feel. You should come right out and say, I want company. Company? Alright, a companion. A companion? Exactly. So it's decided. I'll team up with you. That ended all hesitation. Just as you saw in me one to make your way together with, I put my full trust in you. Let's go wild on the high seas, I cried. Isn't that what make our way together means? You mean that I should become a pirate? I don't like the idea. You paused for the space of one breath and chuckled softly. I've always wanted to give it a try. No sooner were the words out of your mouth than you leapt at me. With one bite, you cut through the thick chain that held me down. Oh, wondrous beast, Anira, proud descendant of the White-Winged clan. This was how you and I first met. In the 900 years since then, we raged over the open sea more wildly than I ever had before. When I stood at the prow of our pirate ship in search of prey, you were always there beside me. We became irreplaceable partners, friends, companions, family, and...
Seth? Cook? You're crying.
I remembered some things from a long time ago.
You mean when you were a pirate? And remembering made you cry?
I've always been a pirate. I was crying because of something that happened that I regret.
Backstory, some development for get some development for Seth. All right, Tosca Village, south. The music on the map screen, it makes me think of like the music during the interludes in Asura's Wrath. Mountain Village, Tosca. Why do you have a statue of those little bastards? They're annoying. High-spirited...
Look! It's Kaim!
Oh, they know me!
Hey, everybody! Kaim's back!
Huh?
It's good to see you again, Kaim. But, you haven't changed a bit.
Kaim, don't tell me you're leaving already. It's been a long time since your last visit. Don't go just yet. It's saving. I have to pee again. Chipmunk splatter, I guess. Alright. Bladder is empty. But for how much longer? Alright. Ah, Kime, nice to have you here. Things haven't changed a bit around here, don't you think? I was starting to think we'd never ever meet again. Staying alive all these years has paid off, huh? I'm glad you came by. Ooh, a letter. Can I climb any faster? Black Cave was sealed off by a ghastly sorceress. She was shouting wildly the whole time. She must be a monster. I don't know what that old woman was up to, but I think she has since retreated to that house up on the Northern Cape. Welcome, Kime. That house on the cliffside of the Northern Cape, where you and Sarah lived, it's still there, you know. Oh, so this is my old hometown. Come to think of it, I was in this village. Come to think of it, it was in this village where you and Sarah first met. Do you know what happened to Sarah? Yeah, there's still some questions left unanswered. I heard that Goats' military is even coming to this village to draft new recruits. It's safe in Tosca. The entrance to the Black Cave was sealed off, so there's no way Goatsons can make it here. You know, I have some serious trouble believing that you actually lived here once before. I mean, I couldn't even begin to imagine how someone like you could have lived here. God, don't look at me like that. Jeez, I'm just joking. It's an Kime. Look, it's been a long voyage and I'm sure you're tired, but so why don't we call it a day here, okay? I'm gonna explore a bit. Why do you have so many statues of these things? You can't get to Goatsa without traversing through the cave, but with things the way they are these days, sealing it off was the right thing to do. Why did she close off the cave? Pfft, how am I supposed to know? What's going through that old sorceress's mind? Probe. Another seed. There's so many of these statues, I wonder what the significance is. Like, I can't interact with them. Jump. Jump. Go for a bath. It's another Keldo statue. You're Kime, aren't you? My grandpa told me you're the guy who saved our village long ago. You brought us food when we were all about to starve to death, right? My grandpa says we owe you everything for your help. He gave this to me as a keepsake. It's really valuable to us, but it's what you use to protect our village, right? So here, Kime, I want to return it to you. Obtained magic-powered locator level 1. Hey, Kime, try it out now. I've hidden a treasure somewhere inside the village. See if you can find it. Here's a hint. It's hidden somewhere way up high. It's yours if you can find it. A treasure that's really high up lies in Tosca. View the treasure hunting tutorial. Let's see. Using the magic-powered locator, you'll be able to look for treasures hidden all over the world. But to find treasure, you must obtain information on the whereabouts of those treasures. Once you get information on the treasure, it will appear on the treasure screen within the item menu. When you have your magic-powered locator and information, there will be a glowing point on the navigator map when you enter the area in which the treasure is hidden. The treasure is hidden at the glowing point. Search for it in the nearby area. You can increase the output of the magic-powered locator, enabling you to find a lot more treasure than with level 1 locator. Okay. I'll make another Mr. Beast ring. Alright. Skill issue. Oh, I don't have anyone in my party. Oh, there's the glowy spot. Up here. It's over there. What the fuck? Alright, this is getting weird. Alright. Let's find the treasure. Hidden treasure. Oh, dark crystal staff, dark crystal ring. What the fuck? Why is it like this? Oh, wait, it's back? That was weird. Things are kind of at a lull, so... Just these internet fluctuations are just so fucking bizarre. Let's see, I wonder. Still look for. Where do I go to check the status? Item. Accessories, components, valuables, treasures. Okay, so it's here. Alright, Tosca treasure hunt. Rub pot. You brought us food when we were about to starve to death, right? I've been in my fair share of battles, but one day, just as I was swinging my sword at someone, I suddenly thought, man, I wish I could have been a baker. I have no idea how a thought like that came to me, but after that battle, I quit the army. I've made my living baking bread ever since. Alright, unlocked another memory. It's story time again. Time recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. A dream has been revealed. The hero was home from the war. He had performed gallantly on the battlefield, advanced to the rank of general, and made a triumphal entry into the village of his birth. Oh, fuck off, please. Why you gotta be like this? Okay, it's back. He had performed gallantly on the battlefield, advanced to the rank of general, and made a triumphal entry into the village of his birth. The villagers welcomed him with a festive celebration. The grown-ups were treated to drinks beginning in the afternoon, and the children received sweet confections. The cattle and the sheep in the pastures that supported the villagers' livelihood, whether because they were excited by the unusual commotion or were welcoming the hero in their own way, sent especially shrill cries reverberating into the blue summer sky.
General, you are the pride of our village.
Is obviously full of pride himself, the head of the village thrust out his chest as he delivered his congratulatory address to the welcoming ceremony.
To think that the foremost hero in the army came from this tiny village is so incredibly exhilarating and gratifying. I am sure our ancestors are overjoyed as well. The throng crammed into the village square burst forth with cheers and applause. According to the official figures released by the army the other day, General, you brought down at least 2,000 enemy soldiers with your own hand. A thunderous roar shook the square. Come to think of it, the population of this village is less than 1,000. This means, sir, that you managed to bury more than two of these villagers' worth on your own. How fortunate for us that you were not one of the enemy. If by any chance there had been a warrior of your caliber on their side, we'd all be resting in the hilltop graveyard by now. Fuck this. Alright, I restarted my computer. Hopefully that does something. Just glancing at it. Alright, so let's see. Hilltop Graveyard, that's where I was. Let's see. Ahem! A few of the women frowned momentarily at this remark. The men, full of liquor, responded with an explosive laugh. Sitting stage center, the general lightly stroked his dignified beard. No one present knew that this was his habit whenever he was perplexed. When he left his village to join the army, he was just an ordinary soldier a long way from growing a beard. General, you are truly the savior of our army, and indeed, of our entire nation. I understand you will be leaving for another battle tomorrow, but we all hope that you will thoroughly enjoy yourself on this rare visit to your birthplace. The village chief ended his greeting and withdrew to the wings, whereupon the village's #1 entertainer bounded onto the stage in the most comical way he could manage.
Here, General, he cried, running over to where the great man was seated and going down on his knees. Oh, hear my plea. The general looked at him. The general looked at him uncertainly. Is there any possibility that you would lend me the sword at your side, if only for a moment? Perplexed though he was by all this, the general, impelled by the audience's applause and cheers, handed the man his tasseled and jewel-encrusted sword. The man bowed deeply at the sword as the sword entered his outstretched hand, and again he cried, My gratitude knows no bounds! Pretending to stagger under the weight of the sword, he came to the front edge of the stage and held the weapon aloft. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I will reenact the event that raised our dear general's fame to the height of a single bound. Then he hacked 18 of the enemy into little teeny tiny bits. The audience cheered wildly, and the man, with exaggerated movement and commentary, swung the sword in a grand arc. The audience knew exactly what he was doing. The general had not made a name for himself for his strategic prowess, but was also The general had not only made a name for himself for his strategic prowess, but he was also widely acclaimed as a warrior on the battlefield. He did not rely solely on his weapons, but, in the end, leveled his opponents with his sheer physical strength. This too was a matter of the utmost pride for the villagers. Here we go! 1 man down, 2 men down! Flip the sword back, 3 men down, 4th man slashed diagonally right through the shoulder, 5th man's head goes flying, oof! Then 3 men at once, 6th, 7th, and 8th men, what a bother! I'll just skewer you like this! The man thrust the sword through 3 imaginary opponents, and the crowd went wild. The general too broke into a smile and applauded. When he was through clapping, though, he stroked his beard again. I'm sure you can understand how it felt at the time, sitting up there on that stage. The old general says to Kime before taking a sip of water from his leather pouch. His magnificent beard is completely white. So distant are the past events he is recounting. Kime nods in silence, and the general continues, as if mulling over every word. The more you know about war, the more you feel that way. I'm sure the villagers meant well. They just wanted to pay homage to their hometown hero. No, of course they weren't being the least bit malicious. My village has the nicest people in the world, which is exactly why I found the whole thing so painful. I couldn't stand it after a while. Hacking 18 men to bits, the deeds of a hero are related to numbers. Surely the man who playfully swung the general's sword on stage that day could never have imagined the ones who lost their lives on the battlefield. The agonized expressions on their faces, the curse in their eyes as they stared into nothingness. But that's all right too. People who live peaceful lives don't have to know about such things. That's what people like us are for, to keep their lives far away from the battlefields, don't you agree? Thanks to us and our killing of enemies, the people we're supposed to protect don't have to know anything about the bloodiness of war. Unless you believe that, what's the point of people killing each other? Kime says nothing in reply, without either affirming nor negating the old general's words. He stares vaguely at the general's troops. What did you say your name is? Kaim? I suppose you've killed more enemy soldiers than you can begin to count. There was no way I could count them all. I thought so. You have a flawless build, the kind that can only be tempered on the battlefield. Only a man who has survived one battle after another can carry himself the way you do with complete naturalness. How does a man like you find yourself driving a horse cart over a mountain pass? Kaim is ready to leave without answering if the old man asks him such a question. But the general inquires no further into Kaim's background. Instead, there is a sense of relief in the smile he bestows on the sight of Kaim resting his horses at the pass. I was 16 the first time I went to battle. After that, I just kept running from one fight to another until I made it all the way to General. At first, I remember the faces of the men I crossed swords with and killed. Even if you don't try to remember them, they get carved into your memory. I had terrible nightmares. And try as I might, I can never seem to wash off the stench of blood that splashed on my face and hands. That was a hallucination, of course, but it got so bad once that I spent a whole night in a river trying to wash myself off. The general paused a moment to think about his story, then went on. But after a while, you get used to it. You get used to fighting and killing over and over again. Your body and your mind and your heart, you just get used to it. That's how people are. So I stopped having nightmares. I killed all the enemy soldiers I could lay my hands on, and I forgot every one of their faces. It's the same for you now too, Kaim. It's the same for you too. It's the same for you now too, Kaim, isn't it? Maybe so. It's like a curse. If you don't get used to it, your heart breaks. On the other hand, if you do get used to it, your heart probably ends up breaking someplace deeper down. The general casts a fond glance towards his resting troops. Then, slowly, shifting his gaze far down to the foot of the mountain, he says, "So that's what it was like for me back then, when I returned to my birthplace in triumph." For the final event of the welcoming ceremonies, several children mounted the stage. And now, in honor of our hero, the children will present to the general a floral wreath more marvelous than the greatest medal there ever was. The audience went wild again. When the children put the wreath on his neck, the general favored them with a warm smile, the first honest smile from the heart that he had managed since climbing onto the stage. And finally, as a special treatment for the general, who had been galloping from one battlefield to the next, far from his native place, the children's chosen representative will... And finally, as a special treat for the general, who has been galloping from one battlefield to the next, far from his native place, the children's chosen representative will read his own original composition, spelling out the joy of the peaceful life of the village. With a look of grim intensity, a small boy, barely old enough to go to school, unfolded his composition and, gripped it in two hands, began to read aloud from it, straining to make himself heard. "First, I'm going to write about one of the nicest things that happened to me at my house. We have a pasture of lots of cows and sheep. One cow had a baby 2 days ago. I helped my daddy by stroking the cow's back with a handful of straw while she was having the baby. That makes the cow warm up so it's easier for her to give birth. The baby was born just before the sun came up. It was a tiny baby, but it could already stand on its own legs. A baby! Wow! I'm going to take care of this baby until it gets big. Dear little calf, hurry and grow up, okay?" The general had tears in his eyes. Now I'm going to write about one of the saddest things that happened to me. That was when my grandma got sick and died. She was just such a nice grandma. I know her sickness made her feel bad, but she was always smiling when I was around. So let me hold her hand when she died. She let me hold her hand when she died. I watched her face the whole time because I knew I wouldn't be able to see her anymore. And I wanted to remember her even after I grow up. She just kept smiling and smiling for me right to the very end. That's why she is always smiling when I think of her. Are you looking down on me from the sky, Grandma? I will never forget you as long as I live. Trying to read it like the way kids read, like presentations, but also trying to be a bit sad. Tears were streaming down the general's face. When the ceremony ended, the general left his village and headed for the town where army headquarters was located. There, he wrote a long letter to the king, and he gave his sword to the most trusted lieutenant. The general had decided to retire. This was as big a surprise to me as it was to anybody, but when I heard that little boy's essay, it occurred to me, what makes us really human is to celebrate each life that comes into the world and mourn each life that is lost. I didn't need medals anymore. I didn't need the honor of being allowed into the presence of His Majesty anymore. I wanted to be a real human being again. As a result, overnight, I went from being the village hero to being reviled as a traitor. The general turns to face Kaim and asks, "So, are you going to mock me as a coward who ran away from the battlefield, or blame me for being a deserter who betrayed his own patriotism?" Kaim turns a gentle smile on the old man. "Neither," he says. "As a soldier, you made the wrong decision, but as a human being, you made the right one." The general strokes his white beard and says, "My habit has changed too. Nowadays, I find myself stroking my beard when I'm embarrassed." The two men look at each other and smile. Okay, back to work, says the general, standing with a grunt. He calls out to his troops, "All right, men, it's all downhill from here. Let's give it one last push and get back to the village before sunset." The troops under the general's command consist of 30 sheep, not one of whom is likely to take a person's life. Oh, so he became a shepherd. "Tell me, Kaim, are you planning to go back into battle at some point?" "I don't really know," he replies. "I'm content with herding sheep for now," the general says. I don't have the least regret from the decision I made that day. It would make me happy to think this could be a kind of lesson for you." With his parting remark, the general turns away from Kaim and begins walking. The sheep amble along after him in newly reformed ranks. Standing at attention, the general raises his right arm and waves his troops on. "Forward, march!" The command he had once delivered to tens of thousands of men in the battlefield now echoes pleasantly among the mountains of his native village. The end. That wasn't as depressing as like some of the other stories. Discovered treasure hunt information deep in memory. Oh, I did? Let's see. Item. Treasure. Treasure beyond the waterfall. Hidden somewhere in Tosca Village. A present for Kaim from the children. Ooh, let's go find it. I'm just gonna save first. I wonder if, like, my disconnection issues are, like, are a problem with my computer. Because, like, I did make some changes in the BIOS so that I could get, I think it's BlueStacks to run. So I wonder if I should set it back. Yeah, because I wanted to try out that dress-up game. I didn't end up streaming that. Examine. Medusa's head obtained. Ugh, that's kind of gruesome. Let's see, what is it? Can't equip. Medusa's head. Oh, immunity to petrify. That's what I thought it would be. Jump. And jump.
I saw her, that old sorceress. Her face was a mess. She looked like a monster. Something's definitely wrong with that old woman, I tell you.
You better not cross paths with the old sorceress. They say she'll steal all the life out of you. Being a baker's hard work too, you know. It's funny to think that the bread I used to eat on the battlefield was probably being made by someone like me. Kalolan is the guardian spirit of the village, but I have to be good or else he won't protect me. If you pray to Kalolan, all sorts of good things can happen. Robe. Healing tank. This road leads out of the village, but you'd best avoid it. It's dangerous out there. Ooh, a ladder. Money. Quite a bit of money. What's in this house? Hello, sir. Old man Bosso's house.
Welcome back, Kime. Where have you been all this time?
Come to think of it, why aren't Sarah and Liram with you? I haven't seen them in ages. You don't know where my wife Sarah is, but Liram died, unfortunately. Seeds of Terror. There's a pit pot in the pot. I have a ton of seeds. You gave it 7 seeds, total 38. Okay, I guess I gave it all my seeds. Yeah, that's recovery medicine. It looks this way. Give an antidote, I drop smelling salt. It took something out of the pot. Anti-paralysis herb. Kitty! Oh, of all the people, it's Kime! Hey everybody, we've got a visitor! I've got my own grandchildren now thanks to you, Kime. Oh, and that's my daughter over there. Yep. That little crybaby's a mom of her own now. Haha. Well, well, thanks for visiting. I know this place isn't so fancy, but I hope you like it all the same. Oh my, I'm out of tea. I asked my son to bring some, but he never listens to me. He's always making me worry to no end. That little troublemaker. Shh, quiet down. I wanted to jump out and scare someone, but nobody's coming. I'm gonna play with my brother, but he's not home. Probably out getting into trouble again. My mom is always talking about my brother. How he gets into nothing but trouble. Go up. Seed. Open. Flare bomb. Hour mark. There we are. Alright, now to rest at the end. I think we've seen all the... It's an end time. Look, it's been a long voyage and I'm sure you're tired, so why don't you call it a day here, okay? Okay, rest. That's fine.
I'll go speak with the king. We've never met, but I've heard he's very wise. I'm confident that he has a ship that can get us past the hypercurrents.
Wow, that hit the spot. You know, I'm finally starting to feel at home.
Thank you for that. You should...
even listening to me?
There's a time and place for that stuff, and this is neither. Tell me, is it really true you can't drink?
Yes.
That is so sad. But you're a queen. I mean, don't you have wine or champagne at parties or banquets, hangings, any festive thing like that?
No.
Well, look it. Nobody knows us here. Come on, just give it a try. I guarantee you'll like it. Really.
You sure about that?
It won't kill you, I promise. In fact, I bet if you take a couple drinks, you might get your memory back. Yeah, it relaxes the mind and other things.
You think so?
Absolutely. Hey, look at me. You're talking to Jansen here. Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Alright, let's see how this ends.
What? You don't like the cheap stuff?
No, it's just I've never tasted anything like it before.
You don't have to force yourself to drink it.
No, I want my memory back. If there's any chance this will help, I'll manage to drink it.
Jug. Oh,
wow,
damn.
Good.
Oh, wow. She drained the whole thing.
Okay.
Ooh, I feel very lightheaded all of a sudden.
Wow, that was fast.
It's affecting me like you said it would. Oh, your muscles
Yeah, well...
are so...
Hey, oh, no.
She's a lightweight.
You know, you're
Back off, Jansen. Don't be a creep.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Well, we was having a serious discussion about, what's going to happen next and planning.
Happen next?
Yeah. She's going to talk to the king and get us a ship because yours can't float where the... after all, Goats has got the most advanced technology around. We figured we'd get a more seaworthy ship from him. So that, What?
All right. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt this time. But don't try any funny business with Ming.
Yeah, well, I'm looking out for her too, I mean, look how restful she looks right now.
Just straight to the brain. Another seed. Bomb. Salmon. Magic sealing feathers. Oh, that's just the door. Duh. They really like Kalolans in this village. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Thank you for coming, Kaim. A toast to the well-being of our village's savior. Come on, I'm not plastered yet. My son used to be so nice to me, and my wife used to be so pretty. I've heard a great deal about you from my mother and father. Please make yourself at home. Ugh, my father, still getting plastered at this old age. Doesn't he realize how much my mother and I worry about him? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. Great to see you here, Kaim. Everyone's just delighted. Strange. Shouldn't Sarah be with you? Sarah treated me so nicely back when I was a kid. She taught me the names of all the flowers and birds. I'd love to be able to see her again. Slot seed. You're all. That's still just Kaim. Seed. I'm cleaning right now. Please wait up. Oh, it's you, Kaim. My mom and I are cleaning up the place right now. Why don't you take it easy downstairs? Hey, welcome. How about a drink with us? We're going to get married next year. I hope you'll come to the ceremony. Welcome, Kaim. We're just a humble village, but I hope you enjoy yourself here. I've heard a lot about the past from my father, about how Kaim and everyone saved our village and all. How long was I on stage? I'd love to perform in a bigger town someday. Teehee, stop staring at me like that, handsome traveler. You're embarrassing me. I don't like all the bad news we're getting lately. Have you heard the rumors about the old sorceress place out on the Cape? Wash your cares away with a good drink, that's what I say. Good wine, good women, that's what life's all about. I'm sorry, I just don't feel well for some reason. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself, though. I've been friends with the girl on stage since childhood. But forget about her. How about a drink? Could this be Kime? Do you remember me? I suppose you wouldn't, as old as I've become. Hey, barkeep, I'm gonna drink a little more today. Can't help but reminisce about the good old times right now.
Hey, Kime! I heard you were back.
This place takes me back. And it looks like the years have been good to you.
Knock it off. I'm a bona fide old man now.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, you've aged really well.
Thanks, honey. Drink up. This is on the house.
Well, that is mighty nice. I don't mind if I do. Can I have that big, large mug over there?
I was only 7 when you saved the village, but I remember you as if it were yesterday. You were a hero to us kids back then.
Yeah? So, we're trying to get to Gotza.
Forget it. The only way is through the Black Cave.
I heard it'd been closed off by some old sorceress.
There's nothing to be afraid of. We'll just bust our way through.
Yeah, everyone in the village has been talking about it.
It's not that simple. Neither muscle nor magic have had any effect. Although adventurers with plenty of both have tried. My guess is that only that old sorceress can bust through the blockage. She's got some serious magic energy. Yep, she sure does.
Why don't we wait until she goes to the bathroom? Then we can, sneak by her.
Oh, fuck off. Alright, I've restarted my computer again. I'm just gonna try and finish up this conversation and go save. We'll just be done with this whole shit show.
Oh, it gets better. You know that place where you and Sarah lived? Well, that old sorceress has moved in.
My house?
What? You don't even have a lease agreement?
We kept the place up after you and Sarah went away, so it'd be ready if you ever came back. But I'm afraid she's made a mess of it. Sorry.
I wonder if the sorceress is Sarah.
Don't trouble yourself. It saves us the hassle of having to look for her.
That's a good point.
The only thing to do with squatters is run them out.
Well, I think you'll be okay. Just be careful, Kime.
We're off to kick some old woman's butt. That doesn't sound right.
No, it don't. Not at all.
You're not gonna go off and leave Ming like this, are you?
We'll head out there tomorrow morning.
Maybe I'll play for just a little bit longer, or at least until I'm gonna play until it disconnects. I want these problems to be resolved for good and all, so that I don't want to have to deal with this. It's annoying. This is Kalolan, the protective deity of our village. Are you here to pay your respects? I'm just gonna say yes. See what happens. View the Kalolan minigame tutorial. Pay your respects to the Kalolan statues spread around Tosca Village. Press the A button while standing in front of the Kalolan statue to pay your respects. In some areas, villagers may block your way to the statues, but they will eventually go away, opening up the way for you. Try to visit as many statues as you can before time expires. The minigame ends after you have visited every Kalolan statue or when the time runs out. To quit the minigame at any time, talk to the girl in the middle of the village. As a reward for your piety, you will receive an item based on how many statues you visited. After you receive a certain item, you cannot go back and earn it again. Alright. A horse? That wasn't there before. I knew there was some significance. That makes one. That makes two. 3. Damn, wish you could climb this thing faster. That'd be wonderful. Ooh, there's 3 up here. Yoink. 4. Does the clock still go when the... Yes, it does. So yeah, I don't want to waste time with that. Come on. Move your butt. Shh, keep quiet. You'll scare the fish away. What's the horse? That makes 7. Are there any in the house? Oh, there's one. Doing pretty well. Climbing. Jamming. Be none up here in the loft. I'll have to remember that for the future. Good thing I explored the village beforehand. Oh, I'm stuck in the chickens. That is a sentence I never thought I would say. That makes 10. Dude, could you move? Alright, climb. Climb, climb, climb. That makes 11. Still in the way. Are there any in the inn? Oh, crap. I'm running out of time. I'm on the clock here. Oh god, that kid's away. 13. Dude, get out of the way! What are you talking about? The ladder looks fine. 13, 14, 15, 16. I only have 3 more left. Where are they? Bunch, bunch, bunch. Alright, there must be some hidden somewhere. I'm just gonna let time run out. Time's up! I hope you enjoyed your quest. Now then, you paid your respect to a total of 13 statues. Very well done. Kalolan is overjoyed to see such a pious worshipper. Here is your reward for your effort. May the blessings of Kalolan be with you. Kalolan hearts. Slot seed. Seal blocker. Yeah, I have some slot seeds. I'm going to use them. Let's see. Just use them all on Ming to get, because yeah, she doesn't have a ton. Skill issue. Yeah, she doesn't know that many. She does not have that many skills. Filter display all command magic or special. During magic research. Light lens, immunity to blind. Seal blocker grants immunity to seal. Hey, there's like a thing. It was a merchant. Welcome, have a look around. Forewarned is forearmed, as they say. I buy healing medicine, healing herb. Maybe I should stock up on those. And a herb. And a capsule. Brave fruit. Red fruit that lifts your spirit. Recovers 1 party member from terror. I'll get 5 of those. I'll take a dozen. Aqua bomb. Don't really use the bombs. Let's see. Killer cutlass. It's good for Seth. See, black pole, a staff of black iron used in forbidden rituals for Jansen only. Quarter staff, an iron staff whose magic power is effectively improved by its feathery decor. Common battle discus, repaired for use for Mac only. See, combat teaching, counter, random, useful. Eastern Spirit Band enables use of level 1 spirit magic. Just another way to learn it. Eastern red ore. Stone. Running low on cash. Not enough cash, stranger. What are you buying? Wonder if I can craft some rings. Flame ring, winger. Let's see. Trust. Blinding ring. Usually causes blind. Little lady, isn't she wonderful? His friends, isn't she wonderful? Blah 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 blah. Let's see. The girl loves to sing, got a talent for it, too. She's always talking about wanting to sing in a big city and getting out of the village. Ah, do you hear me singing? Oh, how embarrassing. I'm rehearsing right now, you know. I sing on stage here at night. If you got a request, save it till then, okay? Oh, pardon me. I was on break. If there's anything I can help you with, Kime, just say the word. This place is quiet in the afternoon, but when night falls, look out. I'll be off tonight. So how about we share a drink together, eh? My mom asked me to bring over some of the vegetables we picked. This place makes some really good food, you know? Oh man, look what time it is. I better start getting home. If you're tired, feel free to stay with us. You're always welcome here. Still gonna charge me, it seems. Alright, let us skedaddle. I heard that Goats' military is even coming to this village just to draft new recruits. I think I've already heard that. I wonder if, like... I'm just going to check. Oh, are we getting another memory? The truth is, I was to be drafted into the Goatson army, but I slipped off my roof while I was fixing it, so they dismissed me as ineligible for battle. But I'm glad you're not going to war. I'd be all by myself without you. Kime recalled a memory that was locked deep within his heart. A dream has been revealed. Okay, I guess we're finishing off with the story. There is no way to keep the village from becoming a battlefield. The enemy forces have crossed the northern pass and made their camp close by. The home forces are here too, sending one unit after another into the village to resist the enemy's attack. The place is a powder keg. Ringed by mountains where two highways intersect, the village is a crucial focal point for transport. It cannot be allowed to fall into enemy hands. While its capture is essential to any hopes the enemy might have for victory in the war, long years of fighting have come down to this one major battle. It is a battle that must be waged. The logic is clear, simple, inevitable, and it will transform and arm this tranquil village into a battlefield at any moment. The army has ordered the villagers to evacuate. Non-combatants can only get in the way. The enemy wants to settle this before the weather turns cold. So what does that mean? Another month? 2 weeks? Got your stuff packed? No sense getting caught in the middle and killed. Talk about dying for nothing. Better forget about taking any pots and pans with you. Pack as light as you can and get away as far as you can. Think of all the generations our ancestors guarded our houses and land. I hate to think it's going to turn into a wasteland when the fighting starts. There's nothing we can do about it. Just plain bad luck, that's all. We just have to hang in there till the war is over and come back when we find out who won. The main thing is to get out now. Right, it's all we can do. We've got to stay alive. Better not hope for anything more than that. Why the hell does this have to happen to us? The villagers leave a few at a time, beginning with the first one to find temporary shelter. By the time the forest is lightly tinged with red, the village is practically deserted. The only ones left are old folks who live alone and have no one and no place to run to. The army has built a crude refugee camp for any evacuees able to cross several mountains to reach it. The aged poor stagger in with little more than the clothes on their back. The only one left in the village is Grandma Kato. Is her first name Ava? The bread of Grandma Kato. As a mercenary, Kaim first met old Kato shortly after he joined the unit protecting the village. He was on an inspection round at the time when he spotted an old woman working in the fields. She turned out to be Grandma Kato. A soldier with him yelled at her, "Hey, old lady, enough of that!" Another man shouted, "You better get out of here now if you want to stay alive. The fight's going to start in 2 or 3 days. How many times do we have to tell you to go to the damn refugee camp?" But old Kato stays hunched over, digging in the dirt. Obviously she was not harvesting anything. If this had been a time when the grain had ripened and she was hurrying to harvest her crops, it might have made sense, but she was just turning the soil as if she had forgotten that a battle was about to start here at any moment. Is the old bag deaf or just senile? With a disgusted look, the captain called over to Kaim. "Hey, new guy, do something about this one. Drag her to the refugee camp if you have to tie a rope around her neck. We can't have her wandering around out here. She's just going to get in the way when the fighting starts." The captain's tone was arrogant. The more cowardly a commanding officer is, the more arrogant and overbearing his style becomes, and the less he is able to conceal his nervousness when a battle is nearing. Kaim strode silently toward the old woman in the field. "We'll go on ahead," the captain called out behind him, but he did not turn around. Only a few days would be needed to decide the outcome of the battle for the village, which was a reflection of how violent it promised to be. For this reason, working the field now was pointless. Even the most carefully cultivated patch of ground would be crushed under the soldiers' boots. A harvest next year was out of the question, nor was it even clear how many years it would take to restore the village to its former tranquility. When Kaim approached her in the field, the old woman kept working and said, "Don't try to stop me." She looked and sounded much tougher than she had seen from a distance. She might have been one of those stubborn, cranky old folks that people kept their distance from when the village was at peace. "You're not going to evacuate?" Kaim asked. "What the hell for?" she spat out. "They built a camp you could go to." Old Kato gave a snort and said to Kaim, "You're a new one. I've never seen you before." "Yes." "So you don't even know what the camp's like? The soldiers have nothing So you don't even know what the camp's like. The soldiers have nothing to worry about.
What do you mean?
Old Kato said nothing, but pointed towards the steep mountain standing like a painted screen on the west side of the village. Kaim asked,
"Is that where the camp is?"
Hell no! You have to cross that mountain and another one to get to it. Nobody my age can walk that far. What's the point of building a camp in a place like that? How many old folks do they think are going to make it over there? They might as well leave us out in the hills to die like in the old days.
Kaim was at a loss for an answer. Continuing her digging, the old woman grumbled,
"That's how the government does everything."
She was clearly angry, perhaps less angry than sad.
You're on an inspection tour, right? Well, don't let me stop you.
No, you see...
You're not going to tell me to go to any damn refugee camp. That's all there is to it. I'm not going anywhere. This is the village I was born in, and I've lived here all my life.
I know how you feel, but this place is going to turn into a battlefield soon.
I know that.
So then...
So what?
Kaim was at a loss for words again. When she saw that, she smiled and said,
"You're a sweet young man, kind of unusual for a soldier."
Her expression had softened for the first time. Once she stopped being so prickly, the smile she produced was actually rather endearing.
When this place turns into a battlefield...
When this place turns into a...
When this place turns into a battlefield, people will die. Lots of them. I know that much, don't worry. But I have work to do, soldier boy.
You!
Telling me to leave my work and run away is like telling me to die. So if I'm going to die anyway, and it won't be long now, I want you to let me do what I want to do. You shouldn't have a problem with that.
Kaim fell silent, not because he was at a loss for words yet again, because he believed she was right.
If I'm going to die anyway,
she had said, knowing that she would never be able to speak such words. He had no choice but to bow silently. Knowing that he would never be able to speak such words, he had no choice but to bow silently to her will.
All right then, run along there, Sonny. I've got work to do.
What are you doing now?
See for yourself.
Sorry, but I don't know much about farm work.
Like all the other soldiers, old Kato said with a smile. The only thing you people ever think about is killing enemies. You don't know anything about nurturing life.
She let a hint of sorrow show again. Perhaps somewhat taken with Kaim, however, she favored him with an explanation.
I'm planting seeds, she said.
Grains of wheat. You sow them in the fall. They mature over winter, shoot up under the spring sun, and turn the fields golden in summer.
I always do my planting when the northern mountain peak turns white, every year, and this year's not going to be any different.
Would the seeds mature in the trampled fields?
Kaim had his doubts. Grandma Kato, however, displayed not the least anxiety or resignation as she scattered seeds in the newly turned soil. Her hands performed the age-old ritual with ease and naturalness, as if to impress upon Kaim the fact that what she was doing this year was nothing more or less than what she had done every year before. As a result, Kaim's next words emerged with a smoothness that he himself found somewhat surprising.
What if the seeds don't grow?
Then I'll just do it again next year, and if next year's bad, I'll do it again the year after that. You have to plant seeds. That's how I've lived my life. If you don't plant, nothing will grow. See what I mean?
I think so.
Whether there's a fight or not, it doesn't matter.
I'm just going to do what I have to do, that's all. She spoke with certainty. Her wrinkled face softened into a smile as she added, "You can't even enjoy a meal if you know you haven't done things right." You're saying that is what gives your life its meaning? This was the question to which Kaim had long searched for an answer. For what purpose had he been born into this world? What was he supposed to accomplish here? He had continued to roam through his life's endless journey without knowing the answers to these questions. Indeed, because he didn't know the answer. I don't know about deep stuff like that, Grandma Kato said shyly. I just mill the wheat I've harvested. I bake the bread in the fall. The bread is that bread is really special. Nothing tastes as good as the first bread you make with the wheat you grew that year. That's what my grandson looks forward to every year. I can't just decide to take a year off now, can I? I see what you mean. No, you don't, she declared. You're nothing but a damn soldier. Her face had turned hard again. There were no more smiles from her that day. When Kaim returned to the barracks, a soldier who had been stationed in the village for 6 months or more said to him, That old bag hates our guts. Because we've ruined the village. That's part of it, I suppose, but it's got deeper roots than that for her. Grandma Kato had lost her entire family to war. Her first husband died in the war 40 years earlier. Then her son and his wife in the war 20 years earlier. Now the one grandson they had left was taken to fight in the current war. What's his unit? Kaim asked the soldier. The man gave a helpless shrug and named a unit that had been sent to an area with the most intense fighting. Talk about bad luck. The fighting's so bad out there. If it was me, I'd take my chances on being executed for deserting under fire. He's got maybe a 50-50 chance of coming back alive. No, maybe 30-70. If her grandson were to be killed, Grandma Kato would be all alone in the world. She would have no one to feed her bread to. Hey, Mixie. I was actually just about to finish up the stream. I've been having my stream is disconnected multiple times. So I just am finishing reading up the story. Who knows, maybe I might go to the next area and save there. Yeah, it sucks, and it's frustrating. I have no idea why it keeps happening. It must be tough to be left alone at that age, the soldier said. Looking at old Kato, I can't help thinking of my mother back home. There's no way I can let myself get killed. She'd never stop crying. Same for you too, eh, Kaim? Kaim said nothing in reply. He had no right to put himself in the same category as the soldier. Got an email saying I got a new follower. I wonder why I didn't get a notification on stream. That is weird. Are the notifications even working? Ah, thank you for the hydrate. My throat was getting a bit raw. Hey, Scarox. Welcome. I don't know why I didn't get a notification that you followed me. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. Been having a weird stream, been disconnecting a whole bunch. Let's see. Oh yeah, same category as the soldier. Scar. Alright, where were we? Old lady. The battle started 3 days later. The enemy army's attack was even fiercer than expected. The defense force had no choice but to put everything they had into the fight. Kime slipped away from the battlefield and headed to Grandma Kato's house. Yeah, there's a... Let's see. This is Lost Odyssey I'm currently playing. It's an RPG for the Xbox 360. It's developed by Mistwalker and the creators of and was directed by a lot of the creator of Final Fantasy. And these are just like a side thing in the game called the 1,000 Years of Dreams. Basically, your main character Kime is immortal and has lost his memories, but throughout the game, like, certain events will happen that will trigger these 1,000 Years of Dreams, and they're these short stories which are just memories of his past. I think there are some for the other immortal characters in the story, but I've only found one of them. But anyways, I'm gonna try and finish this. Ah, you two know each other? He found her leaving for the fields as always. She gave no sign that she was afraid of the fighting. People who know exactly what they must do, and who refuse to be distracted by anything else, can be strong beyond all reason. Kime saw now that there could be far greater strength in a finite life than in one that lasted forever. Because he sensed this so deeply, he stood before her, blocking her way. Lob de Mixie. He lifted the tiny old woman in his arms and carried her bodily back to her house.
What are you doing? Let go of me! I'm not going to follow some soldier's orders. I have work to do.
Yes, I know, Kime said.
So put me down now!
I don't want you to die.
Holding her against his chest, he looked her in the eye and pleaded with her.
I want you to bake bread next autumn again from a new crop of wheat.
She stopped flailing her arms and legs in a vain attempt to get free of his grip. She looked straight back at him as he said,
As long as you have someone to feed your freshly baked bread to, I want you to keep baking bread year after year.
Old Kato heaved a huge sigh and muttered, smiling,
I knew you were a very strange soldier.
The battle raged on for several days. The arrogant, cowardly captain died in the fighting. The soldier who had told Kime the story of Grandma Kato also died. Countless defense troops died, and countless enemy troops died. The village was consumed in the flames of war, and old Kato's field was ravaged under the heels of the military. Kime's side managed to stave off the attackers, then followed the retreating enemy to the north. All that remained in their wake was the empty, devastated village. The war ended as spring was giving way to summer. At the cost of massive casualties, the army repulsed the enemy's invasion. The village began to recover little by little. As Grandma Kato had predicted, not one old person who crossed the mountains to the refugee camp came back alive. Hold on, wait, what? Hang on a sec. As Grandma Kato had predicted, not one old person who crossed the mountains to the village camp came back alive. Refugee camp. Ugh. My chat box isn't working either. What the hell? Autumn, and Kime had come back to the village. He feels warm in the chest when he looks across the field and spots old Kato sowing wheat.
So, she's doing it again this year.
And next year, and the year after that, for as long as she is alive. She notices Kime and crosses towards him with a welcoming smile. A year has passed. He seems to have shrunk somewhat with a year's worth of aging.
Haven't seen you for a while, she says. So, they didn't kill you.
And I'm glad to see you looking well, too.
I heard you stayed near my house during the fight. You single-handedly fought to keep the enemy troops away from it.
Kime gave her a shy smile. How was your wheat? He asked.
All ruined, of course. Worst crop I've ever had. A few scrawny stalks, barely enough for one loaf.
She tells him all this with surprising ease. Then she fixes her eyes on him and asks,
Have some?
What?
Bread, of course. I'll bake a loaf now if you'll help me eat it.
Well, sure, but... Grandma Kato sees through Kime's hesitancy and says with a calm smile,
Yes, he's dead. My grandson. I got word at the end of the summer. I was waiting and hoping, planning to break him a loaf of bread as soon as he got home.
When she sees Kime hanging his head in silence, she adopts a spirited tone as if she has to be the one to cheer him up.
Come on, then. You eat what we have. You eat what he would have had. It would probably be tougher than usual, what with the wheat harvest being so bad. But I'm sure my grandson would be happy to know I fed my bread to the man who saved my life.
So this old woman has lost her entire family to war. In other words, there was no one left to enjoy her bread. Still, she urges Kime to
wait just a minute while I finish this up.
Sowing the wheat for next year's harvest. She does it because that is what she has always done, because it is what she is supposed to do. Kime stops himself from speaking the words, "Let me help," and he stands staring at old Kato's bent back. In the glow of the setting autumn sun, she is sadly small and sadly beautiful. Kime eats the fresh-baked bread. Old Kato was right. Made from wheat grown without its full measure of care, the bread is hard and dry and poor in taste. Still, of all the bread Kime has eaten, and will go on to eat, in his long, long life, this is by far the most delicious. End. Alright, gonna save. May go on for like another 20 minutes, or at least if the stream disconnects. I'll have to figure out what's going on with my alert and chat boxes after the stream. This stream has kind of been a mess. But I do appreciate you guys showing up. Yeah, there's a statue. Alright, so apparently there's this old sorceress we gotta take care of. She's apparently set a barrier that has blocked our progress. So let us leave the village. Old sorceress's mansion. Oh, she's got a mansion! Oh yeah, and apparently this mansion was Kime's old house, so I guess he was doing pretty well for himself. However many years ago that was. It was probably maybe 30 years, 40 years. Because yeah, basically earlier in the game, Kime had... Uh-oh, there it goes. Shit. It's trying. Fuck off.